Inflatable tents for camping aren't just about being big. Honestly, they're really about making setup fast and easy, so you can skip all that fighting with poles that nobody enjoys. The best inflatable tents give you plenty of standing room, separate sleeping areas, and hold up well when the weather decides to turn nasty. So, in this video, we're going to check out 20 of the best inflatable tents for camping, covering all sorts of sizes and styles. We've included the latest prices and purchase links down in the description, so you can quickly find what works for you. Subscribe if you haven't already, and let's jump right in. Meet the Heimplanet Kirra, a regular-sized two-person shelter that swaps aluminum for an inflatable skeleton. At 56 square feet or 5.2 square meters of ground area, and weighing about 8.5 pounds or almost 4 kilograms. It's roomy and still fairly portable. The multi-chamber design adds peace of mind. You inflate the whole frame at once, but it can be sectioned off, so if one chamber ever has an issue, the tent stays standing. That's a smart bit of engineering, and it makes the design feel more reliable than a single-chamber setup. The 40D double ripstop polyester fabric is another highlight. It's stronger, quieter, and softer than standard tent fabric. So the Kirra doesn't just hold up well in the wind, it also feels a bit more refined inside. And we've got to say, the camo pattern gives it a unique look compared to the typical neon-colored tents on most campgrounds. To us, the Kirra is one of the more versatile inflatable tents out there. Roomy, weather-resistant, and quick to pitch once you've learned it. If you're after a reliable two-person inflatable that feels both practical and premium, this one deserves a top spot on the list. Now, the Exod Monolith is a solo tent, but we'd say it's more than any average solo tent. It's more like a modular shelter system built for campers who want versatility way beyond a normal setup. What makes it stand out is how it combines three parts: the capsule shelter, the Peral carbon spreader bars, and the Infinite strap system. Put it on the ground, and you've got a quick deploy tent that inflates in about 15 seconds. Use the telescopic carbon fiber poles, and you get a flat, elevated sleeping platform. Or go all in with the strap system and suspend it off the ground completely for that anti-gravity camping experience. To us, that's one of the boldest design twists in this whole category. As a one-person tent, it's got a compact footprint, weighing around 6.4 pounds or almost 3 kilograms for the shelter itself, with some extra added if you're carrying the carbon poles and strap system. To us, that weight feels pretty reasonable given the four-season build and the flexibility it brings. The material choices are solid. You're looking at a 30D double ripstop nylon fly and bottom with DWR and PU coating, a 420D nylon water-repellent bedsheet, and a polyester mesh inner for airflow. The inflatable frame runs on TPU with high-strength polyester reinforcement, and details like Odin waterproof zippers show they didn't cut corners. If there's one thing to flag, it's the price. For a one-person shelter, the Monolith is definitely on the higher end. But to us, the adaptability, ground, elevated, or suspended, combined with the premium fabrics and fast setup time, makes it one of the most unique inflatable tents available. The Heimplanet Backdoor is built with groups in mind. It's a true four-person inflatable tent, making it a solid option for families or small crews who want room without dealing with bulky poles. The floor area comes in at about 97 square feet or 9 square meters, with the inner tent offering around 62 square feet or almost 6 square meters. The total height is about 60 inches or 154 centimeters with 49 inches or 125 centimeters of standing room inside, so it doesn't feel cramped when you're sitting up or moving around. The multi-chamber safety system gives some reassurance too. Inflate it all in one go, then separate chambers for stability if one section fails. To us, that adds a layer of security, especially for longer trips where repair kits are part of the plan. Ventilation is a standout here. Both entrances can be opened wide, and the upper vents are closable and adjustable. On materials, Heimplanet didn't cut corners. The fly is 40D double ripstop polyester with a PU coating rated for 3,000 mm water column. The inner tent uses breathable 40D nylon ripstop with DWR, and the floor is rugged 70D nylon with a 5,000 mm water column. The airframe itself is reinforced with 140 HPE Dacron and TPU, which gives it the stiffness and strength you want in an inflatable structure. The weight didn't seem ultralight to us, but for families or overlanders looking for comfort and reliability, this tent earns its spot on the list. So that was our list of 23 best inflatable tents for camping. So let's start with the Coleman Weathermaster Air. If you've ever been stuck in the middle of a campsite trying to fight with bent or broken tent poles, this one's going to feel like a huge relief. Instead of fiddling with all that, it comes with Coleman's fast-pitch air system. You just pump it up, and after that you've got a big shelter ready to go. Now, the real standout here is the BlackOut bedroom. It blocks the daylight so you can actually sleep in without the sunrise blasting through the fabric. It also helps regulate the inside temperature, cooler during hot days, warmer during chilly nights. Campers who've used it even say it stays steady in winds, thanks to the inflatable beams and extra storm straps. And it's not just about weather protection. You get plenty of space inside too. We're talking about 32 square meters of living area and a full 2 meters of standing height. So you can actually walk around without crouching. With a packed size of 78 by 53 by 38 centimeters, it's definitely a car camping tent, not something you'd haul on your back. But with features like welded seams and a 6,000 mm waterproof rating, most people feel the comfort and reliability are worth the investment. Next up, the Atwoolls Kampa Croyde 6 Air. Now, think about trying to pitch a 6-person tent in the rain while your family just stands there waiting. That's not fun. This tent takes away that headache with its airframe system. You can have it standing in about 10 minutes, which is a lot less stress when the weather turns on you. What's nice is that it doesn't look like every other tent. Instead of dull grays, it comes in a pastel blue that actually looks fresh at the campsite. The fabric is WeatherShield 68D polyester. It's lightweight, but still strong enough to hold up. At the front, you've got a fully enclosed canopy with big clear windows. The sleeping pods inside are darkened. Kampa calls them sleep tight, so you don't wake up at sunrise. Though we'll say, ventilation isn't the best. On really hot days, it can feel like a bit of a hot box. The entrance drops down flat, which makes it easy for wheelchairs or strollers to roll in. At around 29.11 kilograms, the weight is reasonable for a family tent. Some campers mention durability issues after a few years, especially with pole replacements being pricey. Still, with a 3,500 mm waterproof rating and a sewn-in ground sheet, it holds its own in most weather conditions. A lot of tents turn into greenhouses once the sun's out. You step inside, and it's like stepping into an oven. The Dometic Santorini FTK solves that with a special cotton blend fabric. It naturally breathes better, regulates the temperature, and cuts down on condensation. Another thing, no PVC windows here. That's on purpose, because those are what usually trap heat and make other tents feel unbearable. Setup is pretty simple too. With its multi-point inflation system, you can have it ready in about 15 minutes. Plus, you get a nice big canopy in front, which gives you shaded outdoor space for cooking, lounging, or just keeping gear dry. Inside, it's an open plan, but you can add an optional inner tent if you want privacy. The fabric itself feels premium and quieter than synthetic ones. You don't get that constant flapping sound in the wind. One thing to note, cotton tents like this need a weathering process the first time, which just means you let it get wet once so the fibers tighten up. Well, it's priced higher than polyester tents. But if comfort and ventilation matter to you, most campers say it's worth it, especially for hot weather trips. Alright, now this one's for the serious campers. The Sonmez Outdoor Air Bushcraft Premium. Getting caught in a snowstorm with a flimsy tent that can't keep up. This tent is designed for year-round use, with a temperature range from -40 degrees all the way up to +70. It comes with a built-in stove jack, so you can safely set up a wood-burning stove inside, making it a proper winter shelter. Setup is fast too. With the included digital air pump, the whole thing inflates in about 2 minutes. And instead of normal beams, it uses boat-grade PVC columns, so it's stable even in winds up to 80 kilometers per hour. Inside, you've got about 5.9 square meters of space, enough for 2 or 3 people with room to move. On the flip side, there have been complaints about leaks around the window seams during heavy rain. Still, it's packed with thoughtful touches, metal pegs, and a repair kit right in the box. At first glance, the quality looks premium, but some users wonder about long-term durability because of those waterproofing issues. Made in Turkey and sold in over 190 countries, it's clearly reaching campers all around the world. Traditional tents can take much time to set up. You're tired before the trip even starts. This Aerogogo Aerotent series makes that with a one-button automatic inflation system. Press the button, and in about 5 minutes, you're ready to camp. Instead of the usual boxy look, the Aerotent has a round, space-inspired shape that definitely grabs attention at any campsite. The sphere model gives you about 75 square feet of room, enough for 4 to 6 people. Then there's the Moon model, which is unique because it can split into 2 pods connected by mesh. That gives you flexibility depending on how you want to camp. There's also a central skylight right above you, perfect for lying back and stargazing. You get 3 doors and multiple mesh windows, so airflow and views are excellent. For weather protection, it's got PU 5000mm waterproofing and UPF 50+ sun protection. Users say stability is solid even in bad weather. Weight varies, though. The sphere is about 16.5 kilograms, while the Moon is lighter at 9 kilograms. The crisscrossed air columns look artistic, but also add strength. And with early bird pricing, these futuristic tents are surprisingly affordable given the features. Well, if you want more space, then check out this Zempire Pro TXL V2. This one gives you one massive shelter that can sleep anywhere from 6 to 12 people, depending on how you set it up. The real highlight is the single-point inflation system. From just one connection, the whole thing, including the awning, pumps up in under 3 minutes. Inside, you get a flexible bedroom layout. The inner system has zip-out dividers, so you can create anywhere from 1 to 4 bedrooms. And if that's not enough, you can even add a 5th. Campers love the build quality. The tent fabric is 210D ripstop with an 8000mm waterproof rating, which puts it at the top for durability. There's also an extended awning that adds more covered living space, and you can even connect it with other Zempire shelters to build a full-on camping compound. With a peak height of 215 centimeters, tall campers can stand up comfortably, and there are 13 ventilation points for airflow. Yeah, it takes up more space at campsites, but most agree the size and comfort outweigh the hassle. And with a 4-year warranty, it shows Zempire stands by the durability. Now, if you prefer something for rooftop camping, let's check out the Dometic TRT 140 Air. Packed down, it's compact, but once set up, it expands, and giving you a roomy shelter in just around 4 minutes. The unique part is the single-point inflation airframe that runs off your vehicle's 12-volt system. So no pumps and no extra gear. Your car does the work. The fabric is breathable polycotton, which helps cut down condensation and handles bad weather well. Inside, you've got an integrated 3.2cm foam mattress and an anti-condensation mat, so you don't need to carry extras for sleeping comfort. Mesh windows on all 4 sides plus roof panels give you full 360-degree views and airflow. Campers mention how solid it feels even in rough conditions, with one person saying it held up great in windy coastal Baja. There's a telescopic aluminum ladder for easy access and exterior cargo pockets for gear. But keep in mind, the total weight is 55.69 kilograms with mounting hardware, so your vehicle roof needs to handle it. The price is steep, but for regular rooftop campers, most agree the convenience and reliability are worth it. Here's another one from Aerogogo, the Gouse tent paired with the Luli canopy. Setting up separate tents, tarps, and shelters can take forever, but this system keeps it simple. It's a hands-free inflatable setup that works for 8 to 12 people in one integrated shelter. The standout here is the dual H-frame design. That splits the inside into a bedroom and a living room with a removable curtain if you want privacy. Setup is about 7 to 8 minutes using the included electric pump. The Luli canopy is versatile too. It can stand alone as a shelter or attached to your car. And at 2.2 meters tall, it fits most vehicles. Ventilation is excellent, with 6 large mesh windows that also keep insects out. And for cold weather use, there's even a stovepipe hole so you can run a heater inside. Inside, you get a clear layout with bedroom, living room, and yard space, which makes longer camping trips more organized. Though it's heavy and needs a larger campsite, so it's not something you'd carry far. But with PU 3000 waterproofing, UPF 50+ sun protection, and level 7 wind resistance, it's well prepared for the outdoors. Let's look at the Cinch Air Cruiser. Rooftop tents are often a hassle to set up in the rain or at night, but this one makes it easy. It uses a one-button inflation system powered directly by your vehicle. Press it, and the patented inflatable frame sets itself up. The big achievement here is headroom. At 57 inches, it's more space inside than any other rooftop tent out there. The base unfolds into 3 sections with a detachable telescopic ladder, and leverage arms help guide the setup smoothly. Visibility is another highlight. You've got 6 windows and 2 skylights for full panoramic views and amazing stargazing. Inside, there's an LED lighting system and blackout curtains, so you can adjust the atmosphere however you want. Weather resistance is excellent, too. It's been tested to handle winds up to 15 meters per second and stays stable. For sleeping, it comes with a built-in high-density memory foam mattress and a thermal cover, so no extra bedding is needed. Well, it's heavy at 80 pounds, or 36 kilograms, which means you'll need to check your vehicle's roof load. But campers love the quick deflation, making it perfect for moving between sites. Plus, with a 4-season rating from -4 Fahrenheit to 150 Fahrenheit, it's built for year-round adventures. Now, let's talk about the RBM Outdoors Panda Large Inflatable Tent. This one comes from a brand that's already pretty well respected for making sturdy, weather-ready shelters, so expectations are high right away. And honestly, it does a solid job of living up to that reputation. Normally, when people hear canvas tent, they think heavy, awkward, and tough to set up. Not exactly beginner-friendly. But the Panda Large flips that idea. It keeps the classic canvas look and durability while making it way more practical for families or casual campers. The setup is pretty straightforward since it's inflatable. No poles to deal with. Just roll it out, pump it up, and you're ready to go. The build is all breathable cotton canvas, which is where the comfort factor comes in. Unlike synthetic tents, it handles both heat and cold better. Add to that a big front entrance and 9 mesh windows spread all around, and you get great airflow and natural light. No stuffy, damp vibes here. The one thing you need to keep in mind is the weight. Canvas is heavier than synthetic materials, so it's not the kind of tent you'd carry on a hike. But if you're driving to your campsite and unloading from the car, it's no problem at all. Now for something a little different, the Exod Air Station Pod-01. At first glance, it looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But underneath the futuristic design, it's actually a tough inflatable tent built using kite surfing technology. The frame is made of reinforced air tubes that are strong while still being light. What makes it stand out is how portable it is. This tent folds down into a 34-liter pack and weighs around 22 pounds. That means you can carry it on your back without much trouble, though you probably wouldn't want to lug it around for hours at a time. Inside, you get about 4.2 square meters of floor space, which works perfectly for 2 people and all their gear. If you're okay with squeezing, you could fit up to 4. And one of the coolest details is the 360-degree panoramic shell. You can see everything around you, sunrise views, wildlife, or just the scenery, without even stepping outside. Well, it's not as big as some of the large family tents, so if you've got a whole crew or piles of stuff, it won't be enough. But as a compact, easy-to-carry base camp, it hits the mark. If you're camping with family and want a tent that's simple to set up, but also gives everyone their own space, the Decathlon Quechua Air Seconds 6.3 is a solid choice. The standout feature here is that it has 3 separate bedrooms. That's rare for an inflatable tent and super useful if you like a little privacy or are camping with guests. The living area is bright and roomy and works perfectly for meals or hanging out together. Plus, the waterproofing is impressive, over 2,400 millimeters, which means rain won't leak through, and the ground sheet keeps moisture from seeping in underneath. Well, now, if you think setting it up can be hard, no, actually, it's pretty simple. You don't need to be a camping expert or spend hours figuring out confusing instructions. It's easy enough that the whole family can help out. The only catch is that it's not meant for the harshest conditions. This tent is best suited for spring through early fall. If you're planning a trip in snowy or extreme winter weather, this isn't the one. When it comes to fresh air, the Zempire Evo TM V2 really takes the prize. This inflatable tent is built with airflow in mind, mesh windows all around, not just a couple. That means on hot days or right after the rain when everything feels sticky, you can unzip a few panels and get the whole space feeling airy in no time. And since it's all properly screened, you won't be swatting bugs while you're at it. Another big plus is the full standing height. At around 210 centimeters tall, most adults can walk around inside without ducking or crouching. That's something families definitely appreciate. The inner layout is also flexible. You can rearrange the space to fit your needs, whether that's sleeping space, gear storage, or just an open area to move around. Now, it's not the biggest tent Zempire makes. If you're camping with a large group or need space for lots of bulky gear, it might feel a little tight. But for a regular-sized family, it's got that nice middle ground between size and practicality. This next one is perfect for anyone who wants to actually sleep in while camping. The Coleman Valdes Deluxe 6 XL BlackOut Air has a unique feature. Its bedrooms block out 99% of daylight, so even when the sun comes up at 6 a.m., inside still feels dark and restful. That's a big deal for families with kids who wake up early or anyone who just wants to sleep past sunrise. In terms of space, this tent is huge. You get full head height in every corner, so no bending or awkward crouching. The living area is wide and open, plus there's a large covered porch space where you can relax, stash gear, or eat meals in the shade. It's built for rougher weather too, with reinforced storm straps and a 4,500 millimeter waterproof layer. So heavy rain or strong winds aren't an issue. And those blackout bedrooms don't just block light, they also help regulate temperature, keeping things cooler during the day and warmer at night. The only thing to know is that it's heavy and takes up a big footprint. It's much better suited to car camping than trips where you'd need to carry it any distance. Next up is the Sonmez Outdoor London 360 Discover. This tent is all about space and views. Though, honestly, if you're not into big tents, it might feel kind of bulky at first, but you're gonna feel the vibe of having a giant living room with panoramic windows all around, so everyone gets to see the forest, lake, or mountains without stepping outside. That's what this tent delivers. It's designed for big groups, up to 8 or 10 people, so there's plenty of room for sleeping, hanging out, and even storing your gear. It's not just about looks though. The whole tent is fully waterproof, so rain or snow won't ruin your trip. On sunny days, the large windows let in plenty of light, making the space feel open and bright. Inside, you can also use partitions to divide the tent into separate rooms, which adds a layer of privacy for bigger groups. Little touches make it practical too, like a lantern hook and a stove jack if you want to set up a small heater for colder nights. The one drawback is its sheer size. You'll need a large campsite to set it up comfortably. Alright, this one's the Outwell Airville 6SA, which is for families who camp a lot, and we mean a lot. It's built like a fortress but still feels like a cozy home. And it's got this rugged Outex ripstop fabric. And as far as we know, it's strong stuff. Whether it's pouring rain, gusty winds, or just rowdy kids running in and out all day, this tent handles it really well. One of the highlights is the Ambassador bedroom. It's big, it's darkened for better sleep, and you can even split it into separate sections for privacy. The whole tent is divided into 3 zones: sleeping, living, and a gear mudroom area. That separation makes it much easier to keep things organized instead of having everyone and everything crammed together. It also comes with practical details like the hook track system, where you can hang lights or keep things off the ground, and cable access points if you're staying at powered campsites. The Crua Core 6 isn't just a tent, it feels more like a full-on base camp. It's made for family trips, festivals, or any getaway where you want a proper home setup instead of just a shelter. Even with its size, the pitch is super quick. Inflate the air poles, and you've got it standing in about a minute. The real highlight is its modular design. You can link up to 3 smaller Crua tents on the sides, creating extra rooms and sleeping space for up to 12 people total. That makes it versatile. Go solo, bring a crew, or turn it into a full-on village. Another clever touch is the porch design. It's tall enough to pull a car under, which works both for covered storage or just a shaded hangout spot. With a 5,000mm waterproof rating, you're fully covered in heavy rain, and inside it comfortably fits 6 adults. Ventilation's dialed in too, with 6 vents placed to reduce condensation, a full bug screen, and even skylights overhead. Those skylights aren't just for light. They're perfect for stargazing when the skies are clear. Heimplanet The Cave has been around for years, and for good reason. It's compact, sturdy, and simple to set up with nothing more than a pump. While the pump isn't included once you connect one, the whole tent goes up in a single inflation step. The multi-chamber air system locks each section, so even if one part gets damaged, the structure stays solid. The dome design isn't just for style either. With 10 crossing points, the frame holds firm in rough weather. Once pitched, you can feel how stable it is, built to handle strong winds without trouble. Inside, it's roomy enough for 2 or 3 people, and the center height makes it feel more open than you'd expect for the size. Storage pockets help keep gear off the ground, and the upgraded ripstop fabric does its job quietly, even when it's windy outside. The Cave strikes a balance of quick setup, strength, and just enough comfort for smaller trips. The Lingfeng Air 12 from Naturehike is the kind of tent that feels more like a roomy outdoor suite than just a shelter. Built for 4 people, it still keeps things straightforward and light. At just over 11 kilos, it's not overly heavy for its size, and it packs down neatly enough for frequent use. Setup's a breeze. The included pump inflates the air tubes quickly, so you don't have to mess around with poles or confusing steps. Once it's standing, it feels strong and steady, ready for shifting weather. The outer shell is nylon with a ripstop weave, rated 3,000mm waterproof, with a rain-ready awning that helps keep moisture outside. Inside, the space feels calm and comfortable. Breathable fabric and integrated mosquito netting keep airflow smooth while blocking bugs. Upper vents and gear pockets add to the ease, and the floor plan gives you space to stretch out without feeling cramped. For family trips or just wanting a bigger tent that still feels manageable, the Lingfeng Air 12 makes camp life feel relaxed and home-like. The London Prestige by Sönmez takes things a step toward luxury camping. Designed for 4 to 6 people, it brings along a lot of comforts you don't usually see in a tent. At the core, it's built on a heavy-duty airframe with 15-centimeter tubes made from Valmex boat-grade material. The smart valve system makes setup easy. Connect the pump, inflate, and the tent standing in minutes with no air leaks. Durability is also well thought out. You get taped seams, a built-in rain guard, and fabric that's resistant to wind, snow, and UV rays. Beyond the toughness, it's packed with thoughtful details. 5 windows with mosquito nets and privacy curtains give you both airflow and control. Panoramic ceiling panels open up the view, while the fireproof stove jack lets you stay warm if you're camping in colder months. Reflective guy lines, zipped covers, and power hookup points round it all out. It's the kind of tent that feels closer to a cabin setup, offering hotel-level comfort right in the middle of the outdoors. So, that was our list of 20 best inflatable tents for camping. Thanks for watching. Feel free to reveal your thoughts in the comments section and share this video if you find it helpful. And to know more about outdoor products, reviews, and buying guides, you can visit our website, GoOutdoorZone.com.